Rod he's probably in an all-night session, so. We have about 22 people who have signed up, if I'm correct, on the music program. I know, I recognize Dave Bardun and Susie Jones. I think they're both here. And are there any other members of the music faculty? Let me just catch your names because I like to kind of arrange the presentations. Marshall, okay, sure. Marshall and Susie and Dave. Other members of the faculty, just give me your names if there are any others.
I'm a part-timer, Leroy Anderson.
Okay, Leroy. Any others? Did you sign up, Leroy?
No.
Did you wish to sign up? Okay. Well, welcome anyway. I'm glad you're here. What I would like to do, because of the, not just because of the late hour, but because we have so many people who would like to speak, I'd like to kind of set some somewhat arbitrary ground rules and provide the faculty members the first opportunity to speak, and about 3 minutes apiece, and then after that, have other members who have signed up to speak continue. And I'll stick with the 3 minutes until we seem to be kind of running slow, because 3 minutes apiece would put us an hour. It's not worth listening to an hour, but I think some of the questions might have been answered, and I suspect there might be some redundancy. So, Susie, do you want to start?
I'd like to comment on that. You have an organized speaking order by topic.
Okay.
I was wondering if you could follow about the first 7 or 8 or so on that order.
Absolutely. Do you think that my list is the order that you want?
Yes.
Okay, which be Marshall is first, Dave second, and Mike? Certainly. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Marshall Tuttle. I'm in my 8th year of teaching here at Mount Hood Community College. I'm here to talk about what's happened in the music program. I thank Larkin for clarifying some issues. There are some that have remained unexpressed, which I would like to discuss. On April 27th, we found out by mistake that the program had been removed from the catalog. There was no warning for us, there was no discussion with us, and there was no explanation at that time as to why that happened. Subsequently, there have been a number of different reasons. The one that seems to be settled on now is that as soon as we have transferability, the program will be reinstated. I have a handout here. And here is Music Transfer Guide from Maryland University from 2007 to 2008 catalog. So the statement that we have no transfer agreement with other institutions is false. Yeah. The statement that on the webpage that we were contacted and told about this and that it needed to be remedied is also false. My colleagues and I have searched through 1.5 years of emails from 3 deans and 2 administrators, written documents from minutes from meetings, and we can find no such notification. Our first notification was when somebody else who found out by mistake notified us. And those are all the points I have to make, but I hope that we can come to some resolution about this quickly. We have 3 articulation agreements in the works right now. The way the people I'm communicating with are talking, it's not impossible they could be done in a matter of weeks. But there are already transfer agreements there. I don't know where they are held here, but we have them with the other institutions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Dave? Bardun or Bardun? It's Bardun.
I'm here to talk about the elimination of the Music Talent Grant Program and the near elimination of our ability to travel and recruit outside of our local 8 high school district. My name is Dave Bardun. I've been the full-time instructor of music and director of Genesis for 23 years. I was a part-time teacher here for 4 years back in the 70s. This gives me the unique perspective of having worked for all 6 presidents and 2 interim presidents. We have developed and maintained a very successful music program with a healthy performance component that has received many regional and national accolades. This kind of prestige is what attracts the level of students we are able to recruit. This year, our ability to recruit and travel outside of our 8 high school district has been seriously challenged and/or eliminated. We agree that performing for and maintaining good relations with our local high schools is important. We host 8 music festivals that bring the local high school music groups to our campus. All 3 of our traveling groups, orchestra, jazz band, and Genesis, have all made extensive outreach and have performed at the local schools. Over the years, we have been very successful in recruiting from the local district and the greater Portland area. We have also been very fortunate to attract students from Hillsborough to the Dalles, from Battleground to Wilsonville. We have also attracted the occasional student musician from Seattle, Salem, and Boise. I was just such a student. We have many students today that claim when they heard our groups perform live at a festival in Salem or Seattle or Boise, that it inspired them to want to come be a music student at Mount Hood. Some of these students made that decision when they were only middle school students. This year our groups were blocked on many occasions from traveling outside of the district, even though there were more than adequate non-district incentive funds available for such activities. Genesis was denied travel to the Edmonds Jazz Festival, and our always successful recruiting trip to Boise was denied as well. We were also denied recruiting trips to Salem and West Lynn High School. The jazz band was denied performing in Silverton. The orchestra was not allowed to accept an invitation to perform in Boise. In most cases, these trips are funded solely with student-generated monies, no college district dollars. Travel benefits the institution in a variety of ways. It is a vital part of recruiting. It gives the students much-needed pre-professional experience. It is also a key method to building the reputation of the college and the music department through outreach. Our faculty often goes to regional music competitions and serves as adjudicators. This is an excellent opportunity to recruit new students. Susie Jones and I were denied the opportunity to judge at the Clark College Festival. Susie was also denied judging at the University of Portland Festival, as well as several other events. Dr. Tuttle was denied judging a festival in Boise. Next, I'd like to talk about the elimination of our talent grant program. The 30 talent grants we have had for more than 40 years have helped support the education of thousands of extraordinarily talented music students. We awarded grants to over 100 individuals this year alone. The vast majority of the students receive a tuition waiver for only 3 to 6 credits. On May 10th, with no warning whatsoever, after the recruiting season was over, we were told for the first time that the 30 talent grants that we have awarded to music students for over 40 years had been eliminated. Athletic scholarships and co-curricular scholarships remain in place, as well they should. Any vibrant college should include healthy sports teams, newspapers, forensics teams, etc. But they should also include vibrant performing arts ensembles. We could have understood reasonable cuts of 10 to 20% due to a budget shortfall. But to lose all of them seems to be very harsh and unnecessarily cruel. With 0 time to prepare for this, I'm not sure we will survive this. We certainly will not have a music department with the depth and comprehensive curriculum we have come to depend on. We will not be able to honor our commitment to our returning students. Though no promises were made, we will not be able to help the new recruits who have undoubtedly turned down scholarships at other schools. Our competitors and friends at Clackamas Community College, as do many other community college music programs, still have about 15 full-year tuition waivers for their music students. I'm sure they will be more than happy to offer them to the students who were originally planning to come to MHCC. Please consider reversing these devastating decisions. Thank you.
Send that to the Oregonian.
I'm Mike Goff. I have lived in the community for 40 years. Both of my son and my daughter attended school here for some classes. I have with me a list of, to hand out to the board. And I might say this is a partial list of the many, many people who are making it big time in the music profession. You need to realize that the Mount Hood Community College music program is a world-class program. It's been world-class for many years. It has world-class professors. It has put out world-class students. I'm going to touch this list to begin with. The performer list. This is like if the basketball coach came to talk to you right now, that this would be a list of people who have played or who are currently playing in the NBA. This is the type of music program that we have, and to kind of put it on the level so that you understand it, I hope this helps. I'd like to point out to you the second name on the list is my son Toby. Toby is the principal trombone player in the Boston Symphony. He also plays in the Boston Pops. All the time he is asked to do jazz solos with the Boston Pops. The last time he ever did any jazz was here at Mount Hood Community College, and it has carried him that far. You have just an amazing program here. It needs to be nurtured, it needs to be worked with, it needs to be supported. Thank you.
Mispronounce anybody's name, please correct.
No,
Dave Bardoon.
Good evening. Thank you for listening to us. I am both an ex-student and an ex-teacher at Mount Hood. I went through the program here, then went to Central Washington University, and then went to the University of Portland. I consider my time at Mount Hood to be the most valuable and formative of all of the school that I ever had. I had the wonderful time to be with Hal Malcolm, Larry McVeigh, Larry Zagantz. One of the things that we keep saying about jazz is that the emphasis on music here is as a musician, not as a jazz musician, but both to be able to do classical and jazz. And it stands well for the rest of the world. We are world famous for what we do at this school for music. And it is really essential. I was one of the original people, the music building. I was here the first year the music building opened. That's how long ago I go back. And it is essential that we allow the teachers to teach and to recruit, because Mount Hood is a good school. It's a regional school, but it has an international reputation. When I was in Europe, in Estonia, which is a fabulous music company, they knew Mount Hood Community College. When I was in Argentina, somebody knew of Mount Hood Community College. The talent grants help a great deal. I'm sort of bouncing around here, sort of addressing these things. But I was a talent grant recipient because I could do electronics when we first started doing music systems. But the world-class people that we have here, in Dave and Marshall and Susie and Mike, is you need to support. And being short-sighted and eliminating the talent grants is not a good deal. And we are our own best representatives. They do more for you out in the community than anything else. So I would hope that you would change the way that you look at the music department and consider it to be about the best thing that you could do to make this school successful.
Gary Hobbs.
Thank you for the opportunity. I enjoy your haircut, it's very nice. I came here in 1967. It was all cabbage fields, a couple buildings, and some trailers. And Hal Malcolm and Larry McVeigh recruited me from Vancouver. When we started out, we rehearsed at a church by the fairgrounds. I can't quite remember where that is. But anyway, within about a 3-year period, we were playing in Chicago at Champaign-Urbana, representing the Northwest as one of 6 bands from the U.S. And I listened to, I just listened about a week ago to a reel-to-reel tape of a man named Jimmy Lyons, who was used to run the Monterey Jazz Festival, announcing our band and kind of making fun of how we had to get on a stagecoach and take Pony Express and all this to get there. But at that moment, Mount Hood became a national name to be recognized. Since then, I went on to play with the Stan Kenton Orchestra and a bunch of other groups, and have done a lot of jazz education around the country and overseas. And it's, in all truthfulness, Mount Hood is known and respected at any level, especially in the jazz thing. What I'd like to reinforce is what's been said about the talent grants and the recruiting are what put this school on the map. It wasn't so much the other